Avram is back home. You're healthy. The only thing lacking is Mashiach. All right, let's learn now Parshat Chukat. You can control. I'm going to read from the book. Chukat. Okay, this portion is action-packed. All sorts of very interesting mysteries are in this portion. One of them is the Para Aduma. Para Aduma is like the ultimate mystery. It's called Chukat. The word Chukat means a mystery. Chukat means something that you can't understand. This is the portion of the week where Aaron dies, Miriam dies. We talked about that in the Sikha in the morning. They have a big war over here. And there's this weird story about the bronze, what is it, the copper snake, Nachash HaNachoshet. Okay, good. After that, we're going to learn a Mishnah from Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa, who himself was a very mysterious, very strange person, and all sorts of bizarre miracles that happened to him. Rabbi Hanina ben Dosa. So here we go. Let's start learning. Vayedaber Hashem al Moshe ve'el Aaron lemor. God spoke to Moshe, and to Aaron, saying, Zot Chukat Torah. This is one of the mysteries of the Torah. Asher tzivo Hashem lemor. This is what God commanded to say. Okay? Let's look at Rashi. Zot Chukat Torah, lefisha Satan va'umot olam. Because the devil and the non-Jews, monim et Yisrael, they try to prevent the Jewish people. They deter the Jewish people. Lomer is saying, Ma mitzvah zot ma tam yeshba. What is this crazy commandment you're doing? What type of reason is there for it? A person gets impure, he touches a dead person, you sprinkle on him ashes from a cow, it makes him pure. Who says there's such a thing as impurity, and who says there's such a thing as purity? Therefore, it says it is a chukah. A chukah means it is a, what do you want to call it? A decree, a mystery. A chuk, something not understandable. Gezerah lefanai, this is a decree in front of me. And you haven't got permission. In other words, you haven't got the ability. You can think about it as much as you want to, but you'll never understand it. This is also indicating that really all of the commandments are not understandable. All the commandments, even the commandment, don't kill, don't steal. And there's what difference does it make to God if you kill or you steal? What difference does it make to God? You know, maybe it's a good thing you steal, and the person that gets the money taken from him has to learn lessons in life and how to deal with, you know, and remember that everything just comes from God and that really nothing belongs to us. So maybe it's okay to steal from people. Who says not? Killing people for sure, right? Everybody's going to die anyway. And, you know, you just send the person up to heaven earlier. And he goes there, you know, through none of his own fault or whatever. So you can find excuses for everything. Therefore, everything in the Torah, basically, even the most understandable commandments, are from God. Just think about it. The 10 Commandments, I mean, they're pretty simple things. God, you know, don't kill, don't steal, don't commit adultery, don't give false witness. That's pretty basic. You know, don't worship any other gods. Good. You know, we're Jews. Every religion wants you to only keep their religion, not do any other religion. So the commandments and even the 10 Commandments, that's pretty much the basis of everything. As you know, you have to do it because God says to do it. God says to do it. That was, by the way, a very big argument that just right before they started this all this insanity, you know, in America, to take down the Ten Commandments, and at the time of the previous president, they were taking down 10 commandments, like from courtrooms and things like that. That you can't do it. It's justice system has to come from human intelligence and not from God, not God given. They wanted to take God out of the whole thing. So that's where it comes out. Chuka means you have to remember here we have one commandment. There are actually a lot like this, but this is one commandment that there's no explanation for it at all. No explanation. Can't find any logic behind it. And that comes to show you that God commands. There are certain commandments that God wants you to understand a little bit, but basically all of them come from God. Okay. But this commandment is like the granddaddy of all the commandments. Why? Because it's against death. And we're going to see later on, there's a whole other set of explanations here. It's going to be, where is this? In later on, here it is. When it gets to the second, in chapter 20, Rashi gives a whole re-explanation of all these, how it connects to the golden calf. Because the golden calf brought death into the world, and this is taking away death. This is also, it says the mother should come and wipe up the filth of her child. The child is the golden calf, and here's the the cow. the red cow. So let's go. Let's see. Come on. So it says because the devil comes and tries to make Jews stop doing the Torah. So you say, this is what God said. We do the commandments because we believe in God. Forget about this logic stuff. We do the commandments because we believe in God. And the reason that we understand commandments, because there's certain commandments God wants us to understand. God wants us to try to understand everything. Everything you're supposed to try to understand, but you have to know that this is infinitely deep and you can't understand it, and that'll get you used to the fact that all the commandments are really infinitely deep. Some you can have a little understanding in. It says, Vayikhu elecha. Okay, it says, La'olam hi nikra al shemecha. It says the para aduma is always going to be called on the name of Moshe. Parasha asa Moshe b'midbar. It says, on a little bit of the dirt, of the dust, it has to be from the original one, has to be on all the ones that are made. It says 9, up to date, 9 red cows have been made. And Mashiach is going to make the 10th. Aduma tamima, because you can't go into the Holy Temple unless you get the ashes sprinkled on the 3rd day and on the 7th day. A person who gets defiled by a dead body can never go into the Holy Temple for the rest of his life. If he touches a dead body or he's in a room where there's a dead body, there's very complicated laws about what exactly makes a person. But once a person becomes impure, especially with this impurity, what's called a avatuma, a dead body is an aviyas, can never go into the temple for the rest of his life until he gets sprinkled this ashes of the red cow. It says, yes, should be taken to you. Aduma Tmima. It should be Aduma Tmima. We are now, by the way, in chapter 19, sentence number 2. Aduma Tmima Sheteh Tamimos. We're learning Rashi. Sheteh Tamimos, but Admumios. It should be Tamima means completely what? Completely red. Completely red. If there were 2 black hairs, it is puzzle, it's no good. It doesn't really mean black, it means really any color. It has to be totally red. And let's go further. And it has to be that there's no blemish in it. And there was never a yoke on it. In fact, it never did any work. It was never, even if you put a blanket over it for your purposes, that you wanted to carry the blanket, it's no good. There's a whole story that someone found one of these red cows. The thing is worth, $20 million something. And then he did some work, put something on the back of it and disqualified it. And the Chachamim were able to see Unesatem oto Elazar, you should give it to Elazar HaKohen. Why Elazar? Who's Elazar HaKohen? Elazar HaKohen is one of the sons of Aaron, right? Elazar Itamar, not of Avihu, Elazar Itamar. You have to give it to Elazar HaKohen. Why not? So let's look at it. It says mitzvata bisgan, the commandment to make the para aduma, only the first para aduma. After that, anyone could make the para aduma, the red cow. Any Kohen, and it could be slaughtered by anyone. So shechting is always in the holy temple. Anyone could slaughter the animals that were brought. Only the Kohen could put it on the altar and sprinkle the blood and take the blood to the altar and bring it to the altar, but anyone could slaughter. Elazar Kohen, this is mitzvah bezgan, and the helper of the Kohen Gadol. El michutz lamachaneh, you had to take it to the chutz lamachaneh, chutz l'shlosh machanot, outside of the three camps. Now, what are the three camps? The three camps are the Holy of Holies and the Azara, and the camp, the courtyard, and where all the Jews were camping. All the Jews camped. And outside of that, that was called outside of the three camps. Now, the same thing corresponds to Jerusalem. Later on, when the Holy Temple would be built, and that was going to be like 400 and whatever it is, 50 years later, the Holy Temple was going to be built in Jerusalem. So then there was the Holy of Holies, and then there was the whole courtyard, whole area of this, and then there was the city of Jerusalem, right? There was the Holy of Holies and the Holy. Then there was the whole entire area of the outside with the Mizbeach and everything. And then there was Yerushalayim, that was a third, and outside of Yerushalayim is outside of the three camps. He'll talk about that later. V'shacharota, you should slaughter it lifanav, before him. Before who? Before Elazar HaKohen. Who should slaughter it? So it said Zar. You with me in Rashi? Yud Gimel, we're in sentence number 3. This is very too small for me, so I can't see. It says, V'shachat ota lefanav. See in sentence number 3 in the end? It should be slaughtered in front of him. Shachat lefanav. Azar. Azar means a non-Kohen is a zar, stranger. A non-Kohen should slaughter it, and Elazar HaKohen, Aaron's son, would watch. Now, like I said, this is only the first paraduma was made like this. Afterwards, it was done by a Kohen. It wasn't done by any Kohen. It didn't have to be the assistant to him. And the Kohen Gadol could also make it. Okay, then after that, Dalid. So first of all, it gets slaughtered. V'lokach Aaron, sentence Dalid. V'lokach Aaron HaKohen midama. Aaron takes from the blood of this dead cow, red cow, be'etzbo, with his finger. He's standing way outside, but he can see, look toward the opening of the holy temple. Midama sheva pamim, he sprinkles 7 times. Rashi, Dalid, El Noach omed b'mizracho shel Yerushalayim. He's standing in the east of Jerusalem. Now you have to remember, this is talking about what's going to be in Jerusalem. The Jews are going to move to Jerusalem in another 440 years. They're going to move to Jerusalem. Now this is speaking about any paraduma that's made in the desert. He looks and he sees the opening of the heichal b'sha'azos adam, when he sprinkles the blood. Zion, I'm sorry, here we go. Sentence number hey. V'sarafet ha'paraleinav, he burns the cow at oravet, basaravet, damavet, pirsha. He burns the whole thing. The hide, the flesh, the blood, even the excrement, burns everything up, doesn't take anything out. And he takes from a cedar tree, and an azov is a hyssop, a low tree, and he takes a red string, and he throws it into the ashes. He can actually take a lot of wood and throw it in. And he washes his garments. Washing his garments means that he goes to the mikveh. He goes into the mikveh. And then afterwards he comes to the camp. And the Kohen is impure until the evening. Okay, this area, the sentence is supposed to be the other way around. Really, it's supposed to be that he'll be impure until the evening, and then he will go to the mikveh, he'll immerse himself. That's what Rashi says. Sentence number chet. The one who burns it, so the one who slaughters it becomes impure. The one who burns it becomes impure. All these people that are going to be working with the paraduma, with the red cow, they become impure. The one who sprinkles it, the one who sprinkles it on an impure person, he doesn't become impure. The one who slaughters it, the one who burns it, and then he'll be a tameh ada arav, and he also becomes impure. Making the red cow to make everybody pure. The ones who make it, they become impure, but it's not a permanent impurity. It's impurity only till the evening. They go to the mikveh and they're okay. The asav ish tahor. Let's go to the next sentence. Asav ish tahor, a pure person gathers up the ephar apara, the ashes of this cow. And he puts it outside of the camp in a pure place, and it will be a testimony to the Jews, for a preservation, a water of sprinkling of purity. It is. Nida means to sprinkle, means to this, and chatat means to clean. So this is called mei nidas, and this is called mei chatat. So it explains from this sentence where it says Asaf ish tahor et ephra that really it was left in three different places. So let's look at the Rashi. The shlosh chalakim were in tet. The shlosh chalakim mitchaleket. It was divided. The ashes of the red cow were divided into three groups. One was put on the mountain Har HaMishcha. One was given to Kol HaMishmoros. One was given to all the Kohanim if they became impure, and one was tent Becheil, and one was put in the holy temple itself. Yeah, right outside of the holy temple. Okay, this one that was called the Mishmeret, this was outside of the Azara. This is the one that we're talking about. This was the Tol Mimenu B'nei Ha'ayarot, Kolat Tzorichim Tayar. This is to anyone who came from outside of Israel that needed to be told, purify himself for when they came up for the holidays or whenever. And they wanted to make a sacrifice. It was impure. It would sprinkle on the third day and on the seventh day. The one that was on the Har HaMishcha, the one that was the furthest one out, the Kohanim Gadolim, they would sprinkle themselves with this in order to make the next red cows. And the one that was in the Chayil, this was Nitan L'Mishmeres, this was preserved. Okay, it's called Mein Nida. Next, why? Lemei Hazaya. Mein Nida, in this case, the word Nida means to sprinkle, to spray, whatever. For Zurika, Lashon Zurika means to spray. Chatati, Chata means to chitui. Chitui means to clean. It was the cleaning. Okay, let's go a little bit further. Let's see if we can get up to this here. Yud. The one who gathers up this, so the one who slaughters the cow becomes impure, only for one day. The one who burns it becomes impure. The one who gathers up the ashes, right? He also becomes impure. Says Bagadav, and he's impure until the evening. And this will be and this will be a statute for all time. Like I say, even Mashiach is going to make one of these paradumas in order to purify all the Jews. Okay, how do you use this paraduma? How do you use this? Yud Aleph. A person who touches a dead body and he becomes impure for 7 days. What does it mean 7 days? You'll see. Minimum 7 days. He becomes impure for his whole life. The minimum he can be impure if you touch a dead body is 7 days. how sprinkle on him these ashes. He should sprinkle this, he mixes the kfar with water, and he sprinkles even a little bit on the impure person. Doesn't have to sprinkle, just a little bit touches him. It has to be, you start to count the third day, 1, 2, 3, third day, you sprinkle on him. On the seventh day, you sprinkle again and he becomes pure. But if he doesn't get purified on the third and the sixth day, is never going to be Torah. So here, listen to how it works. Anyone who touches in a dead person that died, and he did not go through this process of the ashes get sprinkled with the ashes of the red cow. As Mishkan Hashem Timei, the holy temple he defiles. Israel, and this person will be cut off from the Jewish people. Cut off usually means that he dies before he's 60 years old. Because this water of sprinkling was not sprayed on him, then he is impure, and his impurity stays with him forever. Yudalid. Zot Torah Adam ki yamud ba'oel. Now here we have an unusual law about a dead body. A Jewish dead body, a non-Jewish dead body doesn't do this. If a Jew touches a non-Jewish dead body, he also becomes impure. But a non-Jewish dead body only makes a person impure if the Jew touches it. If a non-Jew touches it, it doesn't make him impure. There's no impurity to non-Jews. If there's a dead body of a non-Jew, it only causes impurity if you touch it. But if it's a Jew, then you become impure even if you're just in the room with it. So that's what he says. Zot Torah Adam ki yamut ba'oel. This is the law of a person if he dies in a tent or a place that has a covering, a ceiling. Call a boil a oil, but call a share ba'oel. Anyone that comes into the tent or anyone that's in the tent when that man dies, woman, Jew, right, dies, ba'oel yitma shivas yomim. He'll be impure minimum 7 days. Call kli patuach asher tzamid patil alav ayin patil tzipin patil alav tamehu. And any vessel that's open that hasn't got a covering that's attached to it will also be impure. And anyone who touches in a field a sword that is stuck into a dead person, or a dead person himself, or even the bone of a person, or even passes over the grave of a person, or touches what the covering of the grave or the side of the grave is called the golel and the dofik, will be impure 7 days, minimum 7 days. And then he should put on it living water in a vessel, and he sprinkles it on the person. Can we go further? Let's see.
I have a question.
Yes?
I'm not sure if I understood this correctly. If you don't get sprinkled on, was it the third and the seventh day?
Right.
With the ashes of the red cow, you are impure for the rest of your life.
That's right.
What about if Moshiach comes and sprinkles us with the ashes of the red cow when we have the 10th cow? How do we get purified if it wasn't on the third and seventh day of our impurity?
He'll have to sprinkle everybody on the third day and on the seventh day, and then they'll be pure.
But what if your impurity goes back 40 years?
What? Say it again?
What if your impurity goes back 40 years?
Doesn't make any difference. A person went into an ohel, was in where there was a dead body, and he was there 60 years ago.
Yeah.
And then he becomes a Baal Tshuva, and he does Tshuva back in the time of the Beis HaMikdash.
Okay, Tov.
At the time of the Beis HaMikdash, and now he wants to go to the temple. So 50 years ago, he became impure. They sprinkle on him the ashes, and he's pure.
So it's not the third and seventh day from the time of the impurity.
No. It just, as soon as he decides he wants to become pure, they start counting 1, 2, 3. On the third day, right? The third day they sprinkle him, and the seventh day they sprinkle him again. There's whole problems if it comes out on Shabbos, etc. But that's the general law.
Okay.
That's the general law. There's also another law that says Tuma Hutra B'tzibur. In other words, if everybody is impure, then according to a lot of opinions, I mean, you can make sacrifices. They learn that from in the Pesach Sheni. If everyone is impure, or even the majority of the Jews are impure, they don't make a Pesach Sheni. Then everyone goes on the first Passover, even in their impure state. So there is a law like that. But nevertheless, so it could be that people will go immediately to the Beis HaMikdash. The Beis HaMikdash third temple will be, it says the third temple is supposed to come from heaven. Mikdash Hashem Konen Yadecha. The third temple is supposed to come from heaven. It's a Gemara in Sukkah, the Tosfos. It's also in the Zohar. But it says that the third temple is going to come already made from heaven. How it's going to come, I have no idea, but that's what it's going to do. So when it comes from already made from heaven, there's even a law that says a Kohen is not allowed to serve in the Beit HaMikdash if he's drunk. So it says there's some opinions that say that even now a Kohen cannot drink because maybe the Beit HaMikdash will come in the next second and he'll have to go and serve. Right? So how can he go? He's going to have to get sprinkled in this. So they figured it out. But nevertheless, it could happen in one instant. I mean, I think we deserve it. We've been suffering for 2,000 years in this crazy thing. So, Hashem will figure out a way that everything will be the best of the best. Okay, so I would have liked to go on over a little bit more, but let's not. Let's just do it according to the order over here. Ready? Let's just go a little bit here. Here we go. Let's do Yud Chet. We'll try to go over here. And will we be able to get to this? Let's try. Come on. Sentence number Yud Chet. Where are we here? There we go. We're Yud Chet. Okay, now here we go. A person comes to the Kohen. He's impure. Says, I want to get pure again. What do I do? Says, okay, let's start counting. Counts 2 days. Through the third day, Lakach Ezov. He takes some of this, like hyssop or whatever it's called. What Ezov is.
Hyssop is zatar.
Zatar? Okay, whatever Ezov is. Here, what did he
Hyssop
translate?
is zatar.
Ezov, he
Zatar.
translated Ezova. Zatar?
Yeah.
What?
It's the same thing. To write hyssop is zatar.
Okay. Lakach Ezov v'taval b'mayim ish tahor. They get a person that's pure, that he himself has been sprinkled, and he puts this in the water. V'hizah ala ohel, I'll call a kalim. We're talking about a dead person that was in a tent. So the tent becomes impure, and all the vessels become impure, and all the people that were in that tent become impure. So he comes along the Kohen, and he sprinkles on the tent, and he sprinkles on all the vessels in the tent, and he sprinkles on all the people that were there, and also on anyone who touched a bone of a dead body, or a dead body itself, or a grave of a dead body. He sprinkles, we're now in sentence number Yud Tet. He sprinkles on the third day and on the seventh day, and he becomes pure on the seventh day. He sprinkles also on the seventh day. Then the impure person, he toivels himself in the mikvah, becomes pure. Now the one who's sprinkling it on there, he does not become impure. You're going to see, listen to the next sentence. Ready? A person that, he repeats over, a person that became impure and he didn't get sprinkled, one second. Yeah, that's right. Lo zarakalov tameh, who he is impure. He went into the holy temple and he defiled it. Chaf Aleph. Vayasalem l'chukat olam. This will be a decree forever. Umazeh me'enida. The one who is sprinkling on the others. Yichabez begadav. His clothes are impure. V'nogea b'me'enida. And someone who touches this is impure. Hey, 1 second. I thought I just finished telling you that the person who sprinkles is clean. Here the Torah says the opposite. Let's do Rashi. Umazeh minedida kaf aleph. Rabbi Omer, our rabbi, said shemazeh, that the one who sprinkles tahor. It says in the Torah the opposite. This comes to tell you, the sentence comes to tell you on the second part. Me'anida, one who lifts up the me'anida, just lifts up this water. He becomes impure, tuma chamura, the tameh begadim she'alav, and it makes his garments also impure, which is not the case of a person that touches it. The person that touches the water, and this, shahotzi lashon mazeh, that's why it says that one who sprinkles the water is impure. It doesn't mean that he's impure. It's telling you she'enu mitamim ad she'ebayim shiur haza'ah, that the water, when you lift it up, it only becomes impure if it has the amount that is necessary for sprinkling. What is this amount that's the sprinkle? You have to have sprinkling is enough to fill up this what is it, zatar, whatever it is that you put in this azov. It has to fill it up. But sprinkling it, you don't have to. It doesn't have to touch. Doesn't have to cover the person's body. Even a little bit of the water touches an impure person, that makes him pure. And anyone that this impure person touches, anyone who touches the water itself becomes impure until the evening. Then he has to go to the mikvah. Okay, now I would have liked to go further. We'll go do this tomorrow. It has a beautiful midrash over here that starts with Perek Chaf. You can look it up in English if you want to. How this all comes to relate back to the golden calf, and how this is coming as a purification for the golden calf. Well, God willing, we'll learn about that tomorrow.